All right, well, welcome live stream viewers tuning in already. About to get ready here for another Thursday Night Thunder. Mr. Steven running down the track there by the other side of the tabletop will be good. All right, drivers, roll them off. We got 1 minute to turn and burn. Meantime, let me remind you guys to like, share, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Look at that. It's like a wet dream. What? Yeah. All right, boys and girls, I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Mike. I'm coming out to race myself. If we got one volunteer for him, that'd help out. All right, just looking for a check-in from Josh and myself.
Just waiting for Mason to get checked in, and we'll get you guys all lined up. Starting lineup for this one is going to be Mason McComb, Zachary, Joshua Hall, Robert Netzel, Kermit Butts, and Dexter Smith. You hear me? All right, Mason's going to be starting in the back. So your starting lineup for this one right here is going to be Zach, Josh Hall, Robert Netzel, Kermit Butts, and Dexter Smith. All right, you're checked in. All right, let's get ready to roll them off in 5. Zach, Josh, Robert Netzel, Kermit Butts, Dexter Smith, Mason McCombs. All right, starting off, Mason McCombs out front with a fast lap of 16.35. Dexter Smith right behind him. Kermit and third, Zachary in fourth. Josh Hall in fifth, and Robert Netzel in sixth. Race so far. Soon. Oh, right in front of the jump, right in front of the tabletop. Right, that is clear. That shakes things up. Kermit just took over that fast lap of the 15.99. Still got Mason out in front, though. Dexter right behind him. Kermit Butts in third. Robert Netzel fourth. All in fifth. And Zach back in sixth. Heard it there. 3 minutes. 3 minutes to go. Got Mason still in first place with an 18.505. Right behind him is Dexter with an 18.509. Kermit with an 18.509. Robert with an 18.511. Hall with a 17.511. And Zach with a 16.512. Two minutes to go. 2 minutes to go. You heard it there. Still got Mason out in front. Dexter right behind him. Kermit Butts in third. Robert in fourth. Hall in fifth. And Zach in sixth. Close battle for first place right now between Mason and Dexter. Nice wheel. Oh. Woohoo! Oh man, just a couple seconds between your first and second place. Got Mason out in front, Dexter in second, Kermit in third, Roberts fourth, Hall in fifth, Zach in sixth. Close battle for first and second right now, though. Get it clear, get it clear. There you go. Ooh, nice save.
Race is over.
Race is over, race is over, and you cross the line. All right, Zach, you're done. Still waiting on everybody else. It's still live, still live. All right, Mason, you're done. Everybody is done. Tail of the tape right there. You got Mason out in front with an 18.505. Dexter in second with an 18.508. Robert Netzel in third with an 18.514. Kermit Butts in fourth with an 18.514. Josh Hall in fifth with an 18.516. And Zach in sixth with a 16.504.
All right, all right, all right. Looking for sportsmen. Anthony, Jonathan, Stephen, and Matt. Who's out there online? We've got Mr. Mark Mosier telling us to keep it clean. All right, drivers, let's get him checked in real quick. Cross the line. Let's get Mr. Jonathan to check in first. All right, Mr. Up there, Steven, check in for me, Steven. All right, get Mr. Anthony across the line. And looks like he's going out almost cold turkey. Mr. Matt is on his way. Get Mr. Matt checked in. We'll turn you guys loose. Turn around, cross start, finish line first. Rest out. All right. All right, gentlemen, roll it off. I'm going to give you a little more time than that. It's going to be a solid minute here. Wow, we're looking over the results from that last race. Kermit Butts, fast lap 15.9. I had a 16.2, Dexter 16.3, Netzel 16.3, Hall 16.3, Montgomery is 17.0. Good times there. The only reason I took that one wasn't motor. Because I had one wreck and I rolled over and it landed itself, so we were good there. That was it. All right, Mr. Jonathan, do not park on the straightaway, sir. Bring it up by me or take it down by the ARMA sign. Do not go backwards under yellow conditions, guys. Only under red can you drive the track backwards. All right, gentlemen, let's get them down there by the ProTech and ARMA sign, the beginning of the straightaway. Once again, the order is going to be Mr. Anthony Smothers coming out of his hiatus. Followed by Jonathan, Steven, and Matt. All these guys getting more track time here. Jonathan, Steven, been working up at Newberry, getting that one ready for tomorrow. Hope to be up there to put another whooping down on some of those two-wheel drive guys. Woo! That's right. And all right, let's see what we got here. Mr. Anthony on the tone. Jonathan. Steven. And Matt. And we're off and running with Sportsman. Matt going quickly for the shortcut. That ultimate lap time. Oh, he goes over the back of the tabletop at the wrong time. The marshal went off to somewhere else. RC racing's more about many things other than just watching your car. All right, looking for Matt to finish out his second lap here. We'll go in that race order. Ooh, he's getting a little tail happy. Oh, that was Anthony tail happy off the final corner. Here comes Matt. All right, it's Torres. Steven, that is, out front. Anthony behind him by 1.7. Here comes Mr. Jonathan cross the line. He's back 9.5 with a new fast lap of a 19.5. And it looks like Stick's getting a little mad over in the corner or something. We're not sure. Vogel had a 23.8 last time by. Here he comes again. And he's picked up at a few tenths there, down to a 23.1. Matt hasn't done this in like 6 years, so. Unless there's more than one Matt Vogel that's raced here in the past, I don't know. Jonathan with a 17.8. That's the fast lap of the race. And he backs it up with another 18. Jonathan rocking the four-wheel drive out there with a gray body on it. Stevens run a menagerie of colors and combinations here. He's got fluorescent yellow, blue, white on that body, green wing, and he's Rocking some orange front wheels, and I think that's fluorescent yellow in the rear. So technically, that's the, I don't know if Torres is Mexican or not, but Puerto Rican. I only say that because one of my cars had like 5 different colors on it. It's not something like your normal Caucasian guy would do, you know? Anthony dropping an 18.7 new fast lap. Steven out front by 3 seconds at the moment. Matt has a new fast lap of a 20.6. Guys are doing great. Goal is to keep it in one piece. Driving the racing line. Not about going fast. Hit your marks, the time comes with it. There's Matt with a long lap there. He's going to fall back a little bit more. Hopefully, he can clean it up here. Throw in a couple more heaters, get back into this one. Steven over Anthony by 9/10 now. Anthony kind of shaking off some of that rust he's picked up on running a lot of oval lately. Great at bomber class, got in a short course late model for a little bit. Back on the off-road, keeping diversified here. Oh, Mr. Jonathan upside down, entering the infield. Cost him a little bit. And unfortunately for Anthony, he had a 22-second lap the previous lap. He's back 4.9 now in second. Jonathan back 7.9 in third. Mr. Matt running off-road for the first time in some years here. Back a couple more laps in fourth, but doing great. Hopefully going to keep it in one piece here. I don't know if he got any practice or not, but getting it done right now. Jonathan Torres throwing a heater out there. Another new fast lap, 17.73.
Race is over.
Keep going, keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Nobody's done yet. Mr. Torres, Jonathan is done, that is. Looking for the other three. Matt's done. Anthony's done. Steven's done. Steven's going to hold on to take that one after Anthony had a bad lap there. 16.519 for Steven. Anthony with a 16.525. Difference of 6 seconds, almost 7. Mr. Jonathan with 15 laps and the fast lap of a 17.7. And Matt finishing out his best lap, a 20.1 with 13 laps and 5.14. That's the end of the first round. It is 7:40. We'll start round 2 at 8 o'clock. 20 minutes, guys. 20 minutes. Just about time for round 2. Hopefully everybody's ready to go out there. Guys, about 2 more minutes and we'll start that 3-minute countdown.
Checking for Mason. Lined up. The starting lineup for this is going to be Mason McCombs, Dexter, Robert Netzel, Butts, Joshua Hall, and Zachary Montgomery. Come on, Mason. You're not fashionable enough to be late. All right, gentlemen, once you are ready, the starting lineup on this one, once again, is going to be Mason McCombs, Dexter Smith, Robert Netzel, Kermit Butts, Joshua Hall, and Zachary Montgomery. All right, gentlemen, if you are all set to go, ready to get them lined up and get them rolled off. Once again, like I said, the starting lineup is going to be Mason Dexter, Robert Netzel, Kermit Butts, Joshua Hall, and Zachary Montgomery. Mason, you starting from the front of the back. How we doing this? All right. Roll them off in 5. Are ready? Let's go. Mason McCombs, Dexter Smith, Robert Netzel, Kermit Butts, Joshua Hall, Zachary Montgomery. Cool. All right, we got Mason out in front. Joshua Hall with a fast lap of a 16.37. Robert Netzel in third. Third. Zachary Montgomery in fourth. Kermit Butts in fourth. Fifth. Dexter Smith in sixth. 2 first place things messing me up. Kermit coming back with a fast lap though, and then Mason just took it back from him with a 6.25. Hall with a 16.24, and then Kermit comes back with a 15.97. Lineup as it stands: Mason McCombs first place, Josh Hall second, Kermit Butts third, Robert Netzel fourth, Zachary Montgomery fifth, and Dexter in sixth. Mason on an 18.509, Joshua Hall on a 19.515, Kermit Butts on an 18.510, Robert Netzel on a 17.503, Zachary Montgomery on a 16.502, and Dexter Smith on a 16.510. Kermit out there with a fast lap of a 15.92. Two minutes left, 2/100ths of a second between first and second place. Kermit Butts in third, Robert Netzel in fourth, Zachary Montgomery in fifth. First and second place on matching pace laps right there. Mason McCombs out in first. Kermit coming up behind him in second. Josh Hall in third. Robert Netzel in fourth. Zachary Montgomery in fifth. Mason, he's coming for you. One minute left. 1 minute left. You heard it there, folks. Got Mason out in front. Kermit right behind him. Josh Hall in third. Robert Netzel in fourth. Zachary Montgomery in fifth. Mason on an 18.507. Kermit on an 18.502. Joshua Hall on an 18.508. Netzel on an 18.509. And Zachary Montgomery on a 16.509. Just under 30 seconds to go, guys. Oh!
Race is over.
Race is over, race is over. Everybody keep on going until I tell you to stop. Mason McCombs, you done? Robert Netzel done. Kermit done. Hall done. And Zach. All right, final tell of the tape. Mason McCombs with an 18.507. Joshua Hall with an 18.507. Kermit Butts with an 18.507. Robert Netzel with an 18.509. And Zachary Montgomery with a 16.509. All right, up next is going to be RTR Sportsman Heat 1 of 1.
Oh, wow. Three-way battle for that one. Mason, Josh, Kermit, all with 18.507s. Netzel with a 509, Zachary 16, and Dexter with 11. Kermit Butts taking that fast lap again, 15.9. My Marshall's heading out there. You know, Kermit didn't realize that he was in the lead on a 19-lap run going there. And all right, let's get him checked in. Get him checked in, gentlemen. Thank you, Mr. Jonathan. All right, guys. Roll them off. Go, go, go. You got a minute to turn and burn. All right, if you're watching online, jump in the chat out there. I know we got a handful of people out there. I know where you're tuning in from, if you're rooting for anybody. I know Mr. Matt just got his transponder a moment ago, so he's going to get a little extra moment here to get her down and checked in and run a couple laps. Trying to get the old special sauce on those rear tires, get those down a little better. They some hard tires. All right, while we're waiting, we'll go over some of our sponsors here. The Aquatic Source. If you need some all those aquatic items, see Mr. Josh over at the Aquatic Source off State Road 200. Ron's Lawns. I believe he works in the Citrus County area, if I'm not mistaken. If you need a lawn mow, check him out. And if you need stuff done down near the Villages, Bellevue area, Mr. Kyle's Home Solutions does all sorts of home improvement and lawn work, all that type of stuff. So check those guys out. Those are the guys that help us out, and we're trying to help them out. Definitely with a fresh rubber on the front of that car. She definitely turns in here. We made some adjustments here, see if we can't help them out. No substitute racing for tires. All right, Matt's going to go gung-ho on this one, and we'll see what happens here. Mr. Steven Torres is going to lead us off, followed by Anthony, Jonathan, and Matt. Even in less than 5. Anthony, Jonathan, and Matt. Oh, Jonathan getting it wrong. Worry about going too fast. Just want to hit your marks. That's the name of the game. That's all I did in that last race. Till I didn't. That was Matt doing a little freestyle competition off the ski jump there. Went for the big twist, landed it. All right, so far, Steven Torres, new fast lap 18.4, comes back with a 20.5 though. He was on a new TQ run. Jonathan in second had a 19.2. Comes back with an 18.1 now. He's 1.6 behind the old man. Caution on front straight, take it wide to the wall, and we're clear. Mr. Smothers with a 19.5, back 2.2 in third, and Matt with a 22.2, back 6 seconds in fourth now. Everybody dropping some new fast laps that time by. Always a good thing to see. Even dropping a 17.9, not going to let the kid beat him every night. All right, now Steven back on a new TQ run here by a couple seconds, 16.505. Jonathan improving his time. Smothers not just yet, and Vogel not quite just yet as well. Hopefully a couple more laps here. They'll warmed up and gripping and ripping. If you're new to our sport here, we'll show you the elevation these guys got. That's my view, sort of. They're jumping about as high as that guy on the bucket down there. Definitely not flat out there, even though the other camera makes it kind of look like that. Torres, Jonathan, Mr. Jonathan with a 17.2, new fast lap for the race. Anthony dropping an 18.3, fast lap for him. Vogel staying safe around that final hairpin, almost getting caught on that pipe. Anthony on a long lap here, a 25.9. That's going to put him back 15 seconds in third right now behind Jonathan. Jonathan back 3 seconds behind the old man who's out front on a new TQ. $16.514 going, so we're picking up about 4.5 seconds on that first round. Jonathan now going to improve his time to second overall at the moment. Matt Vogel coming back with a new fast lap, 21.6 for himself.
Race is over.
Keep going, drivers. Keep going. I'll let you know when you're done. Keep going. Matt is done. New fast lap for Matt. Steven is done. Matt dropping a 20.7. Anthony's done. Looking for Jonathan to finish out here. He was also ahead of the old TQ. And shut it down. And it looks like both Steven and Jonathan beating that first round TQ of a 16.519. Steven setting that new TQ at 16 laps, 5:12. Jonathan a 5:17. Mullers with 15 laps, and Vogel finishing out with a personal fast lap there at 20.7 with 12 laps. Round 3 will start at 8:45. All right, round 3 about to start here. Looking for marshals will be the guys from that last race, our sportsmen. Let's get out on the track. Uh-oh, a little Pink Floyd. All right, big boy class. Let's get them down and checked in.
All right, we got everybody checked in. Once you guys are ready, let's line them up. The starting lineup on this one is going to be Mason McCombs, Josh Hall, Kermit Butts, Robert Netzel, Zachary Montgomery, and Dexter Smith. Yeah, Mason's going to the back. All right. So the starting lineup on this will be Josh Hall, Kermit Butts, Robert Netzel, Zachary Montgomery, and Dexter Smith. Rolling them off in 5. Josh Hall, Kermit Butts, Robert Netzel, Zachary, Dexter Smith. Roll it out, Mason. Nice clean start. Got Dexter Smith out in front, Kermit Butts in second, Robert Netzel in third, Josh Hall in fourth, Zachary Montgomery in fifth. Mason got the fast lap of the 16.22 right now. Kermit on a 19.515. Robert Netzel on an 18.501. Dexter Smith on an 18.503. Robert Netzel on an 18.509. Zachary Montgomery on a 17.503. And Josh Hall on a 17.504. Mason McCombs on a 19.513. Fastest lap of a 15.778. Mason on a 19 lap 516. Kermit Butts on a 19.514. Robert Netzel on an 18.503. Joshua Hall on an 18.511. Dexter Smith on a 17.504. And Zachary Montgomery on a 17.515. Mason McCombs come back out with that fast lap with a 15.558. Ooh. Two minutes left. Got Mason on an 18.504. Kermit Butts on a 19.513. Robert Netzel on an 18.507. Josh Hall on an 18.507. Dexter Smith on a 17.506. And Zachary Montgomery on a 17.513. Kermit out in first, Josh Hall in second, Robert Netzel in third, Dexter Smith in fourth, and Zachary Montgomery in fifth. One minute left. Kermit out front on a 19.511. Josh Hall right behind him with an 18.505. Robert Netzel with an 18.507. Dexter Smith with a 17.504. And Zachary Montgomery with a 17.514. Mason with an 18.501. Still holding on to that fast lap with a 15.58. Ten seconds to go. Kermit Butts out in front. Josh Hall in second. Robert Netzel in third. Dexter in fourth. Zachary Montgomery in fifth.
Race is over.
Race is over when you cross the line. Keep on going until I call your name. Josh, you are done. Netzel done. Kermit done. Waiting on Mason, Dexter, Zach, Dexter, and Mason. Finish lineup on that one right there is going to be Kermit Butts, Josh Hall, Robert Netzel, Dexter Smith, and Zachary Montgomery. Kermit Butts with a 19.514. Josh Hall with an 18.505. Robert Netzel with an 18.506. Dexter Smith with an 18.515. And Zachary Montgomery with a 17.516. Mason McCombs with a 19.515. Up next, RTR Sportsman.
Wow, looks like Kermit going to get that TQ. 19-5-14. Beat me by 1.1 seconds there. All right, I think Mr. Vogel got his transponder already. Excellent. Thank you, gentlemen. Get him down and checked in. And everybody go out there and immediately cross the line. All my drivers are checked in. Let's get them facing the right direction and roll them off, gentlemen. Uh-oh, Mr. Zach, right here in the hairpin. Okay to wreck. You want to get those out of the way before the race. All right, all right, all right. If you're watching online, jump in the chat. Let us know who you're tuning in for, if anybody. And don't forget, like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bells, all that good stuff. All right, gentlemen, let's get him in the starting area. It's going to be Mr. Steven, followed by Jonathan, Anthony, and Matt. Hopefully these other two guys can turn up the wick here a little bit and tighten that battle up here. Your top three have a 16-lap pace. Mr. Matt struggling a little bit, but he's got some not the best equipment on the rear tires there. We're trying to work with what we got. But hopefully this round they've made the right adjustments. A lot more goo pucky at it, you never know. All right, Steven on the tone. Jonathan. Anthony. And Matt. Oh yeah, here we go. It's Jonathan, Anthony, Matt, Steven at the line. Again, that's only one lap. Anthony dropping a 17 flat. Steven with an 18.5. Jonathan 18.8. Here comes Matt. 23 flat. Right now, Anthony, Jonathan, and Matt improving their time at the moment. Steven dropping another 18.5. Important thing is to hit your marks. Jonathan making a sweet pass on Anthony there. Not necessarily for position just yet, but it's close. Anthony by 3.4 over Jonathan. Now down to 1.8. Battling out for a new TQ here between those two. Oh, Jonathan sending it over the big double there. Or I should say the little double. And down to 1.1. Mr. Downey tuning in saying Anthony's got this one. We'll see. Steven dropping a 17.9, new fast lap. Jonathan has a 17.9. Anthony with a 17 flat, and Matt with a 19.7 now. So he's starting to pick up some time. It looks slow out there, but it's definitely technical. Got to hit the marks. You got to hit the landings. Got to be in the racing groove. Do that here right now on this track with this surface. You can do that most anywhere. Oh, Matt getting too close to the pipe there and rolling her over. Oh, I got to hit the replay on that. Let's see if it works. Your Marshall wearing flip-flops out there. Oh, and he ran out of his flip-flops. Not approved attire here at New Red Hobbies. You need the Croots or better. Croc boots or better. Closed-toed. Can't take your regular Crocs and go sport mode. That's not how it works. No heel protection with that. Anthony Smothers working his way to a new TQ here by about 2.3, 2.4 seconds. Anthony coming off the final corner down the front straightaway. Dropping a 19.2 there on a 16.509. Jonathan in second. Steven back 1.1 in third. And Matt back about. Here he comes across the line. We'll give you a difference here. Looks like it's just over a lap. And he's improving his qualifying time this round as well. So that's the name of the game. All steps forward. Oh, Jonathan getting a little crazy out there, but gathered it back up. Oh, it's coming down to the end here. Jonathan and Steven now. Steven taking up that second spot by 3/10. Keep going, drivers. Keep going. Steven is done. Jonathan is done. He's going to eke that one out over the old man there by 7/10 on that last lap, dropping a 17.5 new fast lap. Looking for Anthony and Matt, and shut it down. Anthony Smothers setting a new TQ. 16.510. Jonathan with 15.502 gonna fall one spot to third. Steven 15.503. In the scheme of things, gonna fall one spot to second after Anthony taking that TQ away from him, and Matt improving his fourth place time, but gonna stay fourth. All right, boys and girls, it is 9:04. Is everybody okay with a 9:30 start? So about 25-minute break here. Once again, it is 9:05. Main's at 9:30. All right, boys, track is closed. We're going to blow it off real quick and get those main started here in just a moment. All right, boys and girls, let's get them down and checked in. It's time for your A main. Be out there in a second. Just got her started up here, getting our guys out there. Mason, Kermit, Josh, Robert, Dexter, Zach, Marshalls will be everybody not in this race. Anthony, Steven, Jonathan, and Matt.
Oh boy, man, that was almost bad news bears right there. Right, we got everybody checked in. Starting lineup for this, when you gentlemen are ready, is going to be Kermit Butts, Mason McCombs, Josh Hall, Robert Netzel, Dexter Smith, and Zachary Montgomery. All right, gentlemen, are we ready? Roll off in 5. Kermit Butts. Ooh. Kiko. Got Kermit out in front with a 22.611. Mason McCombs right behind him with a 22.605. Dexter Smith with a 21.601. Netzel with a 19.603. Josh Hall with an 18.603. And Zachary Montgomery with a 19.614. Mason McCombs a fast lap of a 16.15. 4 minutes left. Kermit with a 16.15 fast lap on a 22.605 pace. Dexter right behind him with a 22.616. Josh Hall in third with a 26.15. Netzel with a 26.12. Zachary Montgomery with an 18.611. Ooh, Kermit with a 15.958. 98. A little bit over a second between first and second place. You got Kermit out in front, Dexter in second, Josh Hall in third, Robert Netzel in fourth, Zachary Montgomery in fifth. 3 minutes left. You heard it there. Kermit on a 22.601, Dexter Smith on a 22.613, Josh Hall on a 21.617, Netzel on a 20 lap 6 flat. Hall now on a 26.03, Montgomery on a 19.612. Two-minute warning, 2-minute warning. Kermit out front with a 22.6 flat. Right behind him is Dexter with a 22.616. Robert Netzel in third with a 21.612. Josh Hall in fourth place with a 26.02. And Zachary Montgomery with a 613. Got Kermit out in front with a 22.6 flat. Dexter right behind him with a 21.6 flat. Robert Netzel with a 21.607. Josh Hall in fourth with a 21.613. Zachary Montgomery in fifth with a 19.608. 30 seconds to go.
Race is over.
All right, you're not done till he crossed the line. Kermit, Dexter. Robert Netzel, you're done. Hall. Montgomery. Finishing lineup for that right there is going to be Kermit Butts, Dexter Smith, Robert Netzel, Josh Hall, and Zachary Montgomery. Kermit Butts with a 22.60, Dexter with a 21.602, Robert Netzel with a 21.607, Josh Hall with a 21.611, and Zachary Montgomery with a 19.614. Good race, good race. Up next, Sportsman, A-Main.
All right, gentlemen, let's get them checked in real quick. All right, let's roll them off. You got 1 minute. We'll put a little more time on there. 120 on that clock. Oh, Mr. Sticks learning how to use the chat. Yeah, I lost a motor screw. I thought it was like a wire, motor wire or something. But the motor swung away from the spur, and that's all she wrote. That's okay. Those boys wouldn't be able to handle that if I was running full steam. Woo. Good battle otherwise. You know, sometimes the cream rises to the top. And that wasn't me, so. Unjustifiably put in a position I'd rather not be in. All right, boys and girls, let's get them to the grid. Your Sportsman A main top qualifier, Mr. Anthony Smothers, 16 and 5'10". Come on down. Mr. Dexter's going to line you up. Lining up second will be Steven Torres. Third will be Mr. Jonathan Torres. And rounding out the field, Mr. Matt's got to go back a little bit. All right, gentlemen, this is a 6-minute race. So hopefully the focus and concentration will last throughout the race. All right, boys and girls, everybody going live in less than 5. And we're off. Oh, Steven going wide. Jonathan sneaking by. Matt trying to go over the top there. Oh, Steven piping it. We can calm down a little bit, get back into this one. Plenty of time. Once again, 6-minute race. Matt trying to cut the corner there. Uh-oh, looks like we might have popped the ball cup somewhere. Or the steering link is tied up. That is a low C. Dexter knows how to work on it. And it's working right. Oh. Yeah, he's done. That's unfortunate. He had hopes and dreams. And now they're shattered. Go all metal next. All right. At the line is Jonathan Torres coming across. Now it's Steven. Anthony taking over second. Jonathan having a little kerfuffle there. And he's going to fall back to third by 5 seconds. He's got the speed. Got to hit his marks. Not the freestyle marks, the racing marks. Hit those marks. Another great song on the radio here. Thank you, sir. Little Deep Purple Highway Star for all my old folks out there who know. Vogel is testing the pipes there. The soft walls, they're soft, but definitely don't want to keep using that PVC guidance system no matter what track you're on. It's Steven, Anthony, Jonathan, all three separated by 10.5 seconds. 1 or 2 accidents, and you're going from the top to the bottom, bottom to the top. Oh, Anthony going sideways off the ski jump. And that's going to allow Jonathan by him. Steven stretching out the lead like he does the elastic in his underwear. Now the other two guys are crashing. Oh, no. Now Anthony down a lap. He's going to have to clean it up here. Throw a couple of heaters in, get back out on the lead lap here and pray. Anthony going off the track again. And he monster trucks that thing back onto the racing surface from the side of the hill. Jonathan trying to find that fast lap there, taking that shortcut, jumping over to the lane. Steven showing away here. 19 lap pace and 6:04. Jonathan, hold on a second here. And your leader upside down. Anthony rocking a 17.604. He is your TQ guy, so not sure if he's having trouble with the pressure or made a change that's not agreeing with it. That front end's very responsive. Find a little more rear grip. Calm down the front end, something. Caution on the double, caution on the small double. Great job from Jonathan getting through there. Jonathan Torres, new fast lap, 17.6. Steven has a 17.7. Anthony, 18.1. You cross line, you will be done. Nobody's done yet. All right, now looks like Steven coming across line, taking that victory, 19.610. Here comes Jonathan, going to finish second by 4.7 seconds, and Anthony, he's done with 18.621. Shut it down, gentlemen, shut it down. All right, boys and girls, that is the end of racing. We're going to come out and do the podium pictures here in just a moment. But first, I want to remind all our live stream viewers to like, share, subscribe, follow, all that good stuff. And we will see you guys on Saturday night, 7 o'clock. Superstar Saturday Showdown under the lights here at New Red Hobbies outside on the Oval. Thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you then.